Game on the line. Williams lofting one for a deuce. He caught
it! You're listening to the world's #1 football podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen, Matt Hartman, and Ryan Matthews.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pigskin Project. A lot has changed in the last week for us here at the show, but training camp has also started. Guys, football is back. We are in the final days of July, where the next time you'll see us will be in a month where football will be played both professionally and college level. Very excited. There's been a couple things that we've done to update. A couple things that have been in the works for a while. I have put in a lot of time to go ahead and re-upload, or no, not re-upload because they weren't uploaded before, but upload and update our Spotify and Apple podcasts for every single one of our episodes. So this one will be uploaded and given to you guys at I want to say Thursday at like 10 a.m. is when I'll schedule it. So, or I'm sorry, today's Thursday. So Friday at 10 a.m. And then when the season starts, forgive me, when the season starts is when you'll be getting them Thursday mornings. So there's also one more thing that we've done, but I want to get to the guys first. So Matt, how are we doing?
Ryan, I'm doing well. I'm excited for today. Always excited to talk about the sports. Football.
Yeah, Ben?
Great analysis. No, how could I not? How could I not be happy? You're talking about a very fun division. 1 week closer to football starting. Training camp now has officially started for all 32 teams. And my Sixers got LeBron James. I slammed the under when you mentioned that line on the podcast. Told everyone to take the under on the 3.5. It smashed. I was right. You were wrong. Ha! I got LeBron James. You didn't. Ha! I have a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You don't. Ha! Anyways, let's get into the news.
Soon enough. Well, the brand new news around the Pigskin Project is, drum roll please, we have a website now. So you guys can now go to the pigskinproject.com, where you will see our homepage is the first thing that you'll take a look at, with our most recent podcast episode uploaded to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Some buttons, some new content coming soon. We're going to be putting out a blog as well. And then, hey, check it out. There's a spot for a mailbag. So if you guys want us to cover any takes, or if you have any questions for us, send it to us, and it'll be sent directly to our inbox, where we will review them and answer the questions or react to the take live on the show.
Could you scroll up to the top of the page? No, a little bit more, a little bit more. No, a little bit more. A little bit. Why 11? That doesn't. That caught my eye. Screw AJ
Campbell.
Brown.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, you don't like Jahad Campbell?
Oh, get out!
What's wrong with that?
All right, he doesn't like Jahad Campbell. All right.
I mean, geez,
whoa. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Said to make fun. Yeah, new
But
website.
anyways.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan made it. But yeah, cool website. Go check it out.
Yeah, fun stuff. So couple things that are fun there. So enjoy the extra content. We'll be putting a lot more out as the season comes up. So just be patient with us, just because, hey, it's July and there's not really too much to talk about as of yet. But the training camp stuff will be going through there, and then of course the show too. So, boys, where are we starting today?
Well, really quickly, with training camp starting, the injury bug has just hit a lot of teams. The Panthers one of them. A lot of injuries. Shamar Stewart has gotten hurt. I think Brian Breesy torn ACL, right? Is that confirmed?
I don't. Is it? I think.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe. I don't know.
Matt doesn't know if his own teammate or own team. I'm pretty sure Brian Breesy has torn ACL. Chris Brazzell has like a torn PCL. A lot of injuries, and then two big contract extensions as well. You don't have to get too deep into it. Jalen Carter became the highest paid defensive tackle, making like $38 million a year, which is a lot of money, but that's what you're going to have to pay to keep him in the building. You didn't really have any other option besides trading him at that point. And then Chris Olave got paid something like, I think it was 4 years, 132. I don't know what the math works out on that. So yeah, those are small tidbits going around the news as football starts ramping up.
Did we cover Deebo Samuel? That just happened.
What happened with Deebo?
Deebo Samuel
Deebo?
signed with the 49ers on a 1-year deal. Ricky Pearsall is expected to miss the season, I believe.
Deebo signed with what?
Like approximately 25 minutes before we hopped into the studio today. Yeah.
Well, there you
I
go.
know
Those
about
building
Ricky
side
Pearsall.
tables.
He died again.
Yeah.
So
1 year,
yeah.
$7 million. There you go. That as well.
Yep. So Ricky Pearsall stock down, Deebo Samuel stock back up and alive, baby. Should we start with the Niners?
Let's do it.
Fun stuff.
Wait,
Fun
I'm
stuff.
just looking at. Okay, sorry. What are we? We're starting with the Niners.
The Niners. Yeah.
All right.
Matt is just as shocked as
The
I am
San
about the
Francisco
Deebo stuff.
49ers. Yeah,
Add him
I
to
don't
the
know why they would do
additions.
that. He's not that good. Diggs is good. They should have signed Diggs. All right, the Niners. Woo! They were 12-5 last year. The offense had 9 games of Brock Purdy, 8 games of Mac Jones. It was still incredible. Kyle Shanahan kind of just rolls out of bed and gets a top 7 offense. It's kind of just what he does. He's really good at it. Defense was horrific. But again, Nick Bosa played 3 games. Fred Warner played 5.5. So I kind of give him a mulligan on the defense. And every defensive lineman was a rookie. I think Michael Williams played like 8 games or something. He got hurt pretty early, and they drafted him in 11th. So I kind of give their defense a mulligan. And so do the Titans because they hired Robert Saleh. They brought in Raheem Morris from Atlanta. Matt Eberflus is the assistant head coach of defense. I've never seen that before. I thought it was the funniest thing. And to throw Matt Eberflus on the show, I had to throw it in here. I don't know if he's really going to do much, but assistant head coach of defense is really funny.
You don't want him to. You don't want him to
biggest-
do much.
Yeah, their biggest. Yeah, stay away from the timeouts, dude. Stay away.
I was gonna say, I mean, if it comes to calling timeouts, he didn't do much anyway, so there might not be too much of a change.
The big thing was like they kept Trent Williams, where that was a big issue in the offseason, I remember early, and signed a 2-year extension. So he's 38, so I assume this is his last deal. This is his last contract. That's why he fought so hard to get an extension. Eddie Pinheiro signed a 4-year extension. So again, they tasted like any bit of kicker success, and they signed a 4-year contract. Jake Tonjes, Luke Gifford, and Sam Okinyanyu. Hope I did that right. I think I did that right. I could do this one right. Osa
Sounded good to me.
Odigizua. They gave up the 92nd pick for Osa. And then they signed Mike Evans and a bunch of kind of stopgap, 2-deep kind of signings. Vidarian Lowe, Dre Greenlaw, Nate Hobbs, Christian Kirk, Brett Toth, and Robert Jones. They traded away D Winters to Dallas, but bringing in Dre Greenlaw, kind of 1-for-1 replacement. And then the biggest loss on, I think, their free agents was Bryce Huff. I think just from the sense of nobody else could get after the passer, he retires. But losing Juwan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, Jason Pinnock, Khalil Davis, Jordan Elliott, Spencer Burford, and then the last of the 2009 Super Bowl Saints team, Thomas Morstead. So throw that in there. Their draft, they traded down multiple times to the 33rd pick and drafted Dejon Stribling out of Ole Miss. Romello Height in round 3. I know he left with cramps on a cart. There's some scary, like there was a little nervous there. Kalen Black in the 3rd round because Shanahan cannot help the third round running back.
He has to.
Grayson Halton in round 4. He had some fans out of Oklahoma, and then 4 more day 3 draft selections. The remaining questions: is the entire team going to get hurt again? Are they all going to just because it felt like they didn't lose quite as much as like another team we'll talk about in terms of effective games lost, but they were up near the top 3 for the amount of like man games lost. And you think about Bosa playing 3 games, Warner playing 5 games, and Brock Purdy playing half the season. George Kittle, I know it doesn't really count to their like season. He had a hamstring injury, but he tore his Achilles. So in the playoff games, so that will limit what he does. Ricky Pearsall seems to be already injured and could miss the entire season. That's why we're talking about Deebo Samuel signing there. So this is the Niners kind of thing. And now they're signing Mike Evans, who I think like has gotten hurt the last 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the second one, can the combo of Raheem Morris, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner being back, can they force more splash plays? And what I mean by that is bringing up some stats. Atlanta last year, of course, Raheem Morris coached the Falcons last year. They were 8th in takeaways per game. San Francisco was 27th. They were 2nd in sacks per game. San Francisco was 32nd. So just speaking from a splash play perspective and getting Nick Bosa back, who every season he has played more than 10 games, has led the team in sacks. That's like 5 out of 7 years. And Fred Warner across 2023 and 2024 forced 14 turnovers on him by himself. So again, this defense was not good last year, but it was also because they just didn't have the playmaking talent, and they just didn't. I don't want to say they didn't have the coaching because I really like Saleh, but
yes,
I don't think they had the man player, like the players to really get after and force these kind of things. And Saleh is a 4 down front, rush the passer kind of guy, where Raheem Morris is going to scheme up some blitzes. He's going to scheme up some pressure looks. So excited to see how that looks. But does anybody have anything on the Niners? I'll go to Ryan first.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't know. They made a lot of moves to where, like you had said, the Trent Williams thing was really big to be able to keep him in the building, just because there was a lot of trade rumors around him as well. Like, well, if they're not going to extend him, can we get in on him, basically? And obviously everybody's going to do their due diligence there. But, and then the Odigizua trade doesn't necessarily move me too much. But the big thing is personally, but what you guys had, mentioned before with the injuries is that's primarily what was holding them back. Right. And in one way, I guess the positive light is if this defense didn't get completely tarnished, then we wouldn't have gotten that awesome Bears 49ers game. But, looking at the free agency additions and everything, I mean, I'm interested. The biggest storyline for me is where does Mike Evans fit here, right? Because obviously, like, he's on the back end of his career. He wants to go and kind of ring chase a little bit just because he had a little bit of it in Tampa Bay when Tom Brady was there, and now he wants to go and be a part of a Shanahan offense. So that's one of the big ones for me. And then the other thing is, like, moving from Saleh to Raheem Morris is also something that I'm looking into. I mean, having a defensive coaching staff that consists of Raheem Morris and Matt Eberflus at the top. If you remember, Matt Eberflus, I mean, I wouldn't say he did a bad job with the Bears defense in Chicago. It was also just a really crappy situation, and he's put up decent numbers, but then you look at his tenure in Dallas and it just wasn't great. But again, you get rid of a top 3 edge rusher in the league and, have to deal with it and other struggles as well. So I almost wonder, like, do we give him the benefit of the doubt here? But also Raheem Morris is going to be calling the plays on that side of the ball. So, what kind
Which
of
I think is a
impact?
good thing.
And so ultimately, I mean, without going on too big of a tangent there, it's how big of a difference is there, and is it going to be in a positive light compared to last year? And Saleh was able to get a head coaching gig out of the defensive play. I still think that Saleh is a good defensive coach, so it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, as does every other team, it really just depends on how they could stay healthy. And but the Niners more than ever, I would say, or more than anyone, just because I feel like that's a year-to-year thing that you see with them, and maybe it has something to do with the building next to the practice field. I don't know, but
The
Ben,
power
what else
plant.
you got?
God, the electrical station next to their stadium.
Yeah.
No, well, this team is really interesting, right? Like, is this team going to remain healthy, or are they going to get hurt again? Like, I wish I could give you an answer for that, but you can't. Like, that's like you just can't answer that question. Obviously, injuries is just something that you can't do. What in terms of the pieces they added, I think it's fine, right? Like, Mike Evans is just going to slot into what Juwan Jennings did, like, perfectly. Like, it's a 1-for-1. There you go. Can he stay healthy? Time will tell. So, like, that being their big loss on offense, I think is going to be filled just fine. This team as a whole, though, it just becomes very interesting because, again, you run through like everything that had happened in this team in terms of injuries, and like you can obviously clearly say that, like, yes, losing all of these players is such a big deal and obviously has an impact, but you still go out and you win 12 games. And like that's just very unheard of. So I'm just interested to see like what that health translates into this year if they can stay healthy, because it's just hard to win 12 games across the board, like even with a fully healthy roster. And I don't want to be like, well, a fully healthy roster is not going to change much, but in terms of like win total, I don't know how much a fully healthy roster is going to change. Again, what you do down the stretch of the season, come playoffs, and everything else, that's a different story. But in terms of what we're predicting today, I don't know how much of a fully healthy roster is going to impact that. But again, this Niners team, they're just pesky. Like, I could see them winning. Like, we'll get into the ceiling and floor of them here in a second. So I don't want to give that away too much. But it just for the last couple of years, the Niners team has just been very, very interested or very interesting. So breakout players. Shall I go first, or does anyone have someone that's just like jumping out to them? Because it was a little bit hard for me to find one on this roster.
You go.
Okay, I'll go first. It was difficult. Part of me just wanted to say Micah Williams, but in my heart of hearts, I would be doing a disservice to myself by saying that. Matt knows why. For that reason, I'm going to say Keon White. They traded for him. You get him along just other guys along this defensive line. He's going to be a rotational player. He's not going to be a starter. At least you hope he doesn't become a starter. But if he can just be a guy that can kind of come in and get rotational minutes, I think he can kind of rebuild some of the image that we had of him just like a few short seasons ago. That's the guy for me. Osa Digizua is the other one. Again, I think when you like pair him up with other guys again along this defensive line, he's not going to have to be the main focus, which can hopefully allow him to kind of wreak havoc there. And I, for one, think getting him for a 3rd round pick was a phenomenal value. So.
I'm gonna go with Stribling. I was interested, when the Niners added him in the 2nd round. It's gonna be interesting to see exactly where he fits in alongside Mike Evans in this offense, and how big of a role he gets in year 1. And I think that he's perfect for this offense right now, given its situation as well. So yeah, I think as well, losing Juwan Jennings and then picking up Stribling in the draft was pretty big. So yeah, that's my breakout player.
All right, I'm gonna go with Jake Tonges, my guy. This guy's actually good. All right, this guy, when Kittle was down, he got all of his production, and then Kittle came back, and they put him to the bench because they run a lot of 11 with a receiving tight end. He's actually good, and so I hope they use more 12. I hope he slots in. I hope they don't rush Kittle back because they understand Tonges is good. We'll see if he gets the breakout performance of like what I think he could do. Like, I think he could be like a 700-yard receiver guy. Like, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility as like a receiving tight end. I'm not saying he's going to be one of the 10 best tight ends, but he's someone that I look at, and there were times where like he's ball winning in the end zone. He can, similar to what Kittle was doing right out of the gate, where he's creating yak over the middle of the field. Like, if you do that as a receiving tight end, you're going to get snaps in this offense. So that was my guy.
So, okay, a breakout year for Jake Tonges. What does that look like for you? Like, what do you I would say, what are you expecting? But like, what are you wanting? From him?
I'm expecting like 50 catches, like 600 yards.
Okay,
throw in the touchdowns. Like, I think something where, again, like you have the tight end after Kittle, right? Like, we are confident in the guy after Kittle whenever he's done. Right, because he's 32, coming off a torn Achilles. Like, I think that's the biggest thing.
I'll ask you a question too. Would you take him over Kate Otten in Tampa?
Tonges?
Yeah.
I mean, Otten has gotten more run.
Well, right, yeah, but
for the stamp of the take, yes.
Okay. Nice. All right. Let's bring up the odds in the schedule, huh?
Yeah, let's do it. Also, we didn't mention, like, Christian McCaffrey. Watch out for that guy. He might get hurt.
As always.
A healthy Christian
450
McCaffrey
touches last year.
Yeah, a healthy Chris McCaffrey is amazing, but he does not have the best outlook coming off of seasons in which he has over 400 touches.
Is this from the graphic design team over there at the Niners, or is this a?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't know if I like the 3 across, but I guess
the 3 across is great. The 3 across is my favorite. This is a solid B to B plus graphic.
I'm giving him a C.
Oh,
Whoa.
The other thing is they signed Michael Kamara off of UDFAs. I don't know how that like happened. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Really?
That is crazy. Yeah.
He blocked the punt in the national title, if anybody was wondering. That's who that is. And he's a good player. So, all right, their odds almost minus 150 to win 10 games, plus 120 to go under. They're third in division odds, obviously. Conference, they're 6th. And then they're tied for 11th in Super Bowl with the Detroit Lions.
There you go.
I'll start. Do you want to just do 2 rows at a time?
Yeah.
All right. So they're losing week 1. They'll win week 2 and week 3. They'll lose week 4 and week 5. No, I'm sorry. They'll win week 4. And then lose week 5 and win week 6, starting 4 and 2.
Hey, there you go. I have them losing. Yeah, I have them losing to the Rams, beating the Dolphins and Cardinals, losing to the Broncos, beating the Seahawks at the Seahawks, and then losing to the Commanders, also starting out 4 and 2.
I had them 3 and 3 for you at that point because you said losing to the Rams, Broncos, and Commanders.
No, I have them beating the Commanders.
Oh, sorry. Okay, my bad. Totally heard that wrong.
They lose to the Rams in Australia. What's that about?
And why is it not the Eagles? Anyways.
And then they beat. Why the Eagles?
Jordan Mailata. He's like the biggest Australian football player in the NFL.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's 360.
Quite literally.
No
Stole
wonder
my
he's
own
the
joke.
biggest.
You stole my own joke, buddy. But
What are you talking about?
He is the biggest Australian football player. Why is it not the Eagles? That's my.
Oh, dude, do you remember when the Niners got that running back who was from Australia, the rugby guy, Jared
Yeah,
Hayne?
yeah, yeah.
You remember
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
sure.
my God, he was supposed to be so good. He was so terrible.
So bad.
I have them losing to the Rams, beating the Dolphins, beating the Cardinals, beating the Broncos, losing to the Seahawks, losing to the Commanders, starting 3-3. If they lose either one of those early games to the Dolphins or Cardinals, their season should be like they automatically are eliminated from the playoffs.
Yes.
That's my take.
Side note, that Australia game takes place at 9:35 a.m. Oh wait, hold on a minute. No, all times are in Pacific Standard Time, so that is also weird. So that's actually happening around noon Australia time.
Okay, that's good.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
they scheduled that pretty well, because I was sitting here thinking, I was like 5:35. That's weird, but yeah, when you're looking at the schedule, I forgot that they're in
It's
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific.
Okay. All right. Next two or middle two rows, winning against Atlanta, winning the bye week, beating the Raiders, losing to the Cowboys, losing to the Vikings, and then I'll have them lose to the Seahawks again. So yeah, that's 2-3 in that stretch. So 6-5 right now.
Wow. I have them beating the Falcons and Raiders, losing to the Cowboys, beating the Vikings, then losing to the Seahawks, putting them at 7-4.
They'll beat the Falcons. They'll beat the Raiders. They'll beat the Cowboys. They always beat the Cowboys. And then they'll lose the next two to the Vikings and the Seahawks. What is that?
That
6-5.
Vikings game, that Vikings game was so difficult. Like
Sounds
I went
right.
back and forth on that Vikings game.
Yeah,
No,
it's
not.
It's weird.
It's easy. The Vikings are gonna win.
Okay,
Next up,
computer, clip it.
Dude, this is the world's team. They played Mexico and Australia. Why aren't they playing in London? We could have completed the trifecta.
I'm gonna have them beat the Giants, lose to the Rams, lose to the Chargers, beat the Chiefs, lose to the Eagles, beat the Cardinals, and that would put them at 9-8 on the season.
Nice. I'm gonna have them beat both the Giants and Rams, lose to the Chargers, beat the Chiefs, lose to the Eagles, and beat the Cardinals, finishing at 11-6. The Niners and Eagles, man, these guys hate each other. They hate each other. It's
Dude,
always
Debo's
so
back.
fun,
Oh
and I
my
cannot
god,
wait
that's
for it.
awesome.
And now, I was gonna say now that
Debo
back,
hates the
oh my
Eagles
God.
so much.
I know it's gonna.
Dude,
oh my god,
his four
Debo and
catches
Trent
for 29
is-
yards are gonna hit so hard.
Hey, take your bets now. Does Stribling have more receiving yards than Debo at the end of the year?
Yes, I hope so.
I mean, I would hope so, but I don't know.
I think it's fun. Matt, round us off.
What? Lose to the Giants, beat the Rams, lose to the Chargers, beat the Chiefs, beat the Eagles, and beat the Cardinals, finishing 10-7. This was a team that I just wanted to have win 10 games. I just wanted to have them 10-7. I don't know what to do with this team. They might all not play. They might all get hurt, but they're still really good. They're still so good, dude.
They are, but at the same time, I like other teams more than them, and they've got a tough schedule when it comes to, like, when they do play playoff teams, they're like really good playoff teams. It's not just like, wild card contenders. And then you've got, when it's bad, it's really bad.
I think
Rams,
if they go
Broncos
2-2 against the 4.
I'm saying Rams, Broncos,
You go.
Seahawks, Chiefs, still Eagles. Like, these are playoff teams. I would even go as far as to say the Vikings. Okay. I mean, hold on a minute.
I'm just saying if they go 2-2,
You guys had them. You guys had the
in
Chiefs
those
going
Seahawks,
10-7
Rams
though. So my thing is, like, I'm still thinking of them in that light of, like, this is a good team. They've got a tough schedule, and I think this team's got a lot to figure out, and I also acknowledge the fact that the Niners are the Niners, and this is just. I hate to be that guy, but it's
they have a lot to figure out. But you got to think. I mean, how banged up they were last year. They won 12 games, right? And it is hard to be as injured as what you were last year. Like it truly doesn't get much worse than what they were, and you were still able to manage 12 games last year. And like I like their schedule this year. Again, their hardest opponents are going to be obviously the Rams and Seahawks. But like aside from that,
Matt,
you were in the middle of the point.
No,
okay,
what were you gonna say?
If they're coming out of the Australia game, so that's a miserable travel with the Dolphins and Cardinals. I think that's their biggest like schedule luck of the season. The fact that they get those two like nightmares right out of the gate after the Rams game. So like if they win that Rams game, you're starting 3-0. Like, it's going to be very hard to not be 3-0 at that point. So, I get that doesn't mean you're going to make the playoffs, but it's like, and I'm not even locking them into my playoffs. It's just like, they won 12 games and like everybody on defense died. And in a theory, like they're going to be healthier. It's weird. I don't know.
They've got a really good away schedule. Like, if you think about it, obviously, the tough games are going to be, I was going to say the Rams, but the Niners fans seem to really show out at those games. And then you've got
Rams don't have games.
the Seahawks. Well, they do now probably. But the Seahawks are always a tough game. But then you've got, Atlanta, Dallas, the Giants. You've got the Chargers, Chiefs, and Cardinals. I mean, the Chiefs, I would say, and the Seahawks are probably their two hardest away games. And then other than that, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 6 other ones. So it's like that's a pretty good away schedule, I would say. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
In terms of just home field advantage. But yeah, 9.5 is an interesting line. I mean, that's kind of where we're at. And so far with the schedules. So far with the schedule, we're pretty locked in. We've been pretty locked in with the line. So yeah, but tied for 11th for the Super Bowl. That's kind of cool. Like, because if I'm wrong, this team could go like they could make a decent run. Yeah.
I think the Super Bowl window might be passed.
Yeah, I think their Super Bowl window definitely maybe close.
We also didn't talk about it. How do you think the Shanahan injury thing, does that like eke into the regular season?
Way that
is that like just a thing?
No.
I think that's just as much of a factor as like the Vrabel stuff. Like, it's so hyped up, but it doesn't matter.
I think it's less of a factor than the Vrabel stuff. Because at least with the Vrabel stuff, like you can be like, like yikes, like this is like actually like genuine. Like you might not be you might not be a good person, but like Shanahan just got in a car accident. Like that's not like there's
that was his fault. That was his fault.
Levels to this. There's levels to this. So wishing you the best.
It's like the draft guy.
It's funny. All right. So just to review, Ben is the highest on the Niners at 11-6. Matt has them at 10-7, and I have them at 9-8.
Fence ride.
Let's go.
What did you guys floor ceiling?
Yeah, okay, so this is what I was talking about, right? Like, truly, I don't know how much the number changes based off the health of this roster. Again, I think the health is definitely plays more of an impact with how far you think this team is going to get in the playoffs. And again, my point is truly just they were so hurt and still won 12 games last year. So like even with like a fully healthy roster, I don't know how much like I'm not gonna jump from you had 12 wins with a beat up roster, now you're gonna be a 16 win team. Just with your schedule, with your in division teams, it's just hard for me to say that. But I think their ceiling is probably like if everything goes right, everyone can stay healthy. CMC puts together a fully healthy season. Everyone on the defense can stay healthy. Like I think you could win like 13, if maybe 14 games. The floor, though, like I also don't think you have like a crazy low floor. I think your floor is probably like maybe 8 wins because again, we just saw like one of the worst case scenarios happen last year, and you didn't even get close to that 8 win. So,
yeah, I think this is kind of the like highest ceiling but lowest floor. Like this is the craziest separation that I've seen so far, in my opinion. Doing these reviews and predictions this offseason. I think their ceiling is back up to 12 wins, just to kind of match what they had last year. And then I think that their floor is as low as 7 or 8 wins. So, just my own personal take there. If everything goes wrong, you know what I mean? If these injuries happen again, I don't feel like they've got the defensive play calling. I don't think that they've got the weapons on offense. I know that CMC is still a thing, but it's like you got to think. I mean, high usage last year. It's still CMC. He's not getting any younger. And then at the same time, like same thing with Mike Evans. And then who else do you have on the offense that can produce at a high level? Sure, but still a rookie, right? Just saying this team could and very well probably will win a lot of games, but it's just, the floor is low for a reason.
Very difficult for me to say that they have a super low floor because again, we saw one of the worst case scenarios last year and they didn't even sniff seven wins. Like they were very far away from 7 wins, like far above 7 wins, and you were very injured, like super close to what that worst case scenario was, and you weren't even close to 7 wins. So it's difficult for me to be like that low on this, and it's like I hate that I have to be the Niners guy. That makes me feel very gross.
Yeah, if you're saying 14 is the ceiling, are you projecting like a Purdy like MVP leap?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I was just wondering. Because that was their recipe to winning that amount of games in like 23, right? When they made the Super Bowl. But
yeah.
Floor ceiling, I'll do it's probably like 7 to 12, like Ryan said. I just from the standpoint of like there's a lot, like compared to last year, there's a lot of equal on this team. Like you said, the Vikings game is a hard game to pick. The Cowboys is a weird game to pick. What are the Giants? You have to travel across the country to play the Giants, right? Like, so there's a ton of like just weird equal teams in that sense. So I think 7 is on the table if disaster strikes. Like, if McCaffrey plays 4 games again like he did 2 years ago, they won 6 games that year. So it's like it's not impossible that if McCaffrey has this very like weird, just can't stay healthy season coming off 450 touches, just want that to be on the record. Like that, I think that is plausible. And then 12 being the ceiling, I think it's just, again, the schedule is harder than last year. And it's weird to be a team that's just the 3rd best in their division, like definitively, and say they're going to win more than 11 games, right? Like that's just hard to do. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. All right. So who's next, guys?
Let's do the Cardinals. We'll get the Cardinals.
No. We're doing them last.
Yes.
I want to bury them at the end. We're burying them at the end.
No,
we're burying them at the end.
We have to end with the Seahawks and Rams.
We're burying them at the end.
I'll be the deciding factor here and say we'll bury the Cardinals at the end.
Yes.
That's
yes.
absurd. No,
Yes.
that is absurd, guys. We just
Why is that absurd?
There's three of us. Majority rules.
yeah, I
I say
understand.
go to the Seahawks.
Seahawks time. Super Bowl champions. Cooper Kupp. The Seattle Seahawks last year, 14-3. They did this thing called winning the Super Bowl. They were 10th in EPA on offense, 7th in success rate. They were the best defense I've ever seen, first in EPA. And their margin between them and the Texans was the difference between Houston and like 8th place, which I want to say was like the Chargers, something like that. So again, like they were uniquely great. They were 2nd in success rate. Sam Darnold was really, really good on the metrics. Didn't turn the ball over as much. Their big coaching change was losing Clint Kingsbury to
Clint
Kubiak. Clint Kubiak. I'm thinking of the Rams because Cliff joined them. Kubiak joined the Raiders, so they bring in Brian Fleury from the Niners. They extend JSN, the Offensive Player of the Year, at a massive extension. Gave Charles Cross, Derek Hall extensions. Brought back Rashid Shaheed, Josh Jobe, Josh Jones, Drake Thomas, Jake Bobo, and Brady Russell. They traded for Irvin Charles from the Jets. Again, that's just a special teams gunner, so throw it in there. Their free agency, Dante Fowler, Noah Igbenogany, and Emmanuel Wilson from the Packers. Their big free agency losses, and this kind of ties into their draft. I thought it was funny. They lose Kenneth Walker. Well, let's draft Jerian Price. We lose Kobe Bryant, overhang safety. Let's draft Bud Clark. We lose Tariq Woolen, a boundary Tracy corner. Let's draft Julian Neal. And then also throwing in Boye Mafe. And just mention their draft. Bo Stevens is someone that could get on the field, I think, sooner rather than later, just because of their right guard situation. Anthony Bradford isn't really that good of a pro, but they make do with what they have. Their main questions: new offensive coordinator, play caller. How different is the operation? Kubiak comes from that Niners world. He was with the Niners before he joined the Saints, and that's kind of where Fleury has kind of rise. Fleury has a weird past. Like, he's been an analytics guy in a front office before. And again, he's never really been close to calling plays because he's been with San Francisco. But I assume that the operation is going to be very similar. Darnold comes from the Shanahan system that one year he was there. So again, like, if they're kind of melding together, this isn't going to look too much different, but they did lose Kenneth Walker. So I don't know how that affects, like, under center. That kind of ties into the running back room. Like, what is this running back room? Again, Jadarian Price being a first-round running back. He tore his ACL in the divisional round, so I'm probably thinking October, early November, right? So that's half the season. So I think, again, Jadarian Price, Halani is someone they like. They went out and found Emmanuel Wilson. They still have Velus Jones, shout out. But for the most part, like, I think it's going to be mostly Price, but it's going to be a committee, right? Like, Price comes from a committee backfield at Notre Dame, so I don't think they're just going to, here's 20 carries, brother. Like, I think it's going to be centered around that, but how good is it?
Report this is just wild, not to, like, cut you off, but, like, to that point, which, like, I don't actually think will happen, but, like, Albert Breer reported today that Charbonnet may be ready by, like, season opener, which would be ridiculous. Which would be ridiculous. But, like, of the guys, like, Albert Breer is, like, one of the more trusted guys. And again, you never know. I mean, look at, like, Trey Benson last year, where it was like, oh, it's going to be 3 weeks, and then it turned into, like, season long. So you never know. But, like, that's just that was just crazy for me to see that Charbonnet was, like, potentially could be back by the season opener.
If there's no, like, additional ligament damage, then yeah, I could see that being the case if you want to give him 5-ish carries, but, like, you're not going to rush him back when you're playing for the Super Bowl. Like, I'm sorry, Patriots September 9th doesn't matter in the sense of, like, let's get back to the playoffs, and you're going to help us down the stretch to get to the playoffs. But yeah, the offense I've been thinking about, I don't think it's going to change too drastically, but it is a different play caller. So they're fundamentally, some of it has to change, like, at least a little bit. It's not going to be one for one. So entertained to see what that looks like. Like, what does Cooper Kupp look like in an offense like this? With Shaheed being there now full time for the whole offseason, like, is Cooper Kupp now is that role slimmed down to a unique margin? Like, who knows? But
get ready to block, buddy.
Yes.
I hate to put it that way, but no, the Seahawks again, they're quite fun because, like, in theory, in terms of like roster turnover, they didn't lose like a whole bunch of guys, right? And again, like the guys that they did lose for the most part were guys that like they could afford to lose. Yeah. Like the only two question marks obviously were Kenneth Walker and Kobe Bryant. But Kenneth Walker, again, you hopefully found his replacement with your first round pick. So like much of the same in terms of the roster, but again, it's where it becomes interesting again is that offensive play calling, right? And this is kind of where you get into the point in terms of like how you select your head coach. And there's been like that long-standing debate in which many people in the community are like, you want your head coach to be your play caller. So to prevent reasons like this, you just don't know what you're going to get. And maybe this could be great. And Sam Darnold is completely fixed and we have no worries. And what he was behind us or what he was, we can just throw behind us. But like, is there like some concern that like he may just revert a little bit because he's not like ready-made for a certain scheme? Like that is a concern of mine.
Well, what does reverting back mean? What does reverting mean?
Like pre-Vikings, right? Because you just like your last 2 years or whatever that you just played was with KOC, who is a known offensive mastermind, in Kubiak, who over the last 2 or 3 years has really risen up through the ranks as quite an offensive mastermind. And not that I think that he will, but I'm saying like it's important to maybe not rule that out as a possibility. And again, after last year, I'm definitely not going to bet that he is going to revert back. Like I made that mistake once, don't get me wrong, but I'm just interested like what this offense is going to look like now. With a guy that you again touched on who hasn't like even called plays before. So it's not even like you're transitioning to someone who's called plays. Like this is someone completely new going into a building that like has the emphasis on defense. So the play calling is just I'm very interested to see how it plays out over the course of the season in the offense. But again, at the end of the day, it could not matter if this defense just continues on the pace that they are, because it was truly something fantastic and special. And so we will see. But Matt, Ryan, any thoughts on the Seahawks before we get into breakout players?
Yeah, I mean, okay, losing Kobe Bryant and Tariq Woolen to me was fairly significant. And I'm not just saying that because one of them went to Chicago. I love both of those pieces for them. And, so Ben, I think that you got a good one in Tariq Woolen as well. And then Boye Mafe, I was kind of bummed out for them as well, losing him there. So I understand your point stating that, they didn't lose that many, but they did lose some impact players.
The Boye Mafe stuff is interesting because they're just a team that's like, we're just going to throw so many just above average guys at you along the edge. And like, we have this very, very good defensive tackle. And then like our edge is just going to be guys who are just coming at you no matter what. And we're not going to have anyone that's elite, but we're just going to have just like a rotation of like 4 guys that are just like slightly above average who are just going to go and go and go and go. But anyways, didn't mean to cut you off.
So yeah, I mean, I like I was saying, I mean, I know that it's not too many guys, but I do think that they're fairly impactful. Now, surprisingly enough, and I'm just going to segue into breakout players here. The Kenneth Walker move doesn't necessarily change too much what I think about the Seahawks, because my breakout player is Jadarian Price. I think this guy's going to be an absolute stud for Seattle. And looking at what he's able to do and what he's been doing in training camp. This guy is extremely explosive. And when you think about Brian Fleury and his background, being the run game coordinator as well as a tight ends coach, I think that you're going to see a lot of that, on first downs to where, Jadarian Price picks up 5 or 6, and you know what I mean? And now you're talking close, proximity to where you can use Sam Darnold to take a shot downfield if you want to on second down. So that being said, I mean, with the explosives, I truly think Jadarian Price will be one of those guys to where we look at him kind of similarly to how we looked at Amari and Hampton, obviously not talking injuries, but looking at him now being like, this is an impactful player on the offense. Jadarian Price will be that for the Seahawks, and I'm excited to see where he goes as a former running back coach myself.
Well, there you go. I mean, kind of along the same lines as you, but in a different realm. My breakout player was Josh Jobs. They felt over the course of the season, they slowly transitioned to him over Woolen in the first place. And obviously, I love Tyreek Woolen. I think he's great. Very, very excited to get him into the building, of my team in the first place. But again, over the course of the season, they slowly transitioned to him taking those outside snaps. And by the time we got to week 17, 18 playoffs, it seemed to be a lot more Josh Jobe. And I think when he gets a full season under his belt, we're going to be like, yeah, we don't even need Tyreek Woolen anymore. This Josh Jobe guy is fantastic. He was great. He is my breakout player. Again, that was part of the reason why I'm like, I'm not super concerned that you lost Tyreek Woolen, is because you just have Josh Jobe, who over the course of the season took that job anyways. And again, it's really easy to be a good corner in this defense anyways when you have so many guys. But he is my breakout player here.
Matt?
Yeah, mine's staying in the secondary. It's Ty Okada. I think he's someone that even brings a different element than Kobe Bryant. Like, he's a better tackler. I think he's a better run filler, just coming down into the box. And so he's someone that really flashed. Like, I think about that down the stretch season, like when they're playing like the Rams on those big games, and it felt like he was just always finding and filling the right gaps and making sure runs did not become 7 yards. They stayed at 4. Like, so I think he's someone that, again, he's one of the safeties that I just admire, that you can fill the run gaps from depth, like from that. Like, that's why I'm so high on Jonas Sanker with the Saints. Like, that is something that if you have that trait, like, you could be a special safety. And so that's someone that, again, with even more run to be a free safety, like, I think he's going to be someone that everybody knows about Ty Okada next year.
Yep.
All right. Next up with the schedule and the odds. See if the Seahawks can do any better. I've always been a sucker for the neon lime green or whatever. Yes. This is it. This is what I like. This is an A. This is an A right here. A+ from the.
This is good. No. This. I like this.
Listen, I've never been so amped up over this. I really like this. This is fun.
Yes.
This is it. All right, Matt.
All right, their odds over 10.5. They're right at like almost pick'em lines for 10.5. -115 for the over, -105 for the under. Second in division, second in the conference, fourth in Super Bowl. Again, it's what happens when you're in the same division as the Rams. So, again, don't get mad at me, Seahawks fans. But that is their odds. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. The Week 1 Super Bowl rematch. Fun stuff. And then correct me if I'm wrong, Cardinals are next, right? I believe. Mm-hmm. So it's right to left. Yeah, I thought I was reading this correctly. So they will beat the Patriots again, beat the Cardinals, beat the Commanders, and then beat the Chargers starting 4-0.
Nice. I have them beating the Patriots, beating the Cardinals, beating the Commanders and beating the Chargers, also starting out a nice 4-0.
I have them losing to the Patriots, beating the Cardinals, losing the Commanders, losing the Chargers.
Whoa, Super Bowl hangover. Okay. All right.
Is he going to do it again? Is he going to do it again? Some are asking.
All right. So they will beat the Niners, lose to the Broncos, beat the Chiefs, and then beat the Bears. So they are 7-1 so far.
Nice. They will. I apologize. Lose to the Niners and then win the next 3 to the Broncos, Chiefs, and Bears. So 7-1 as well.
Okay.
They will beat the Niners, beat the Broncos, beat the Chiefs, beat the Bears.
All right. Next up, they will beat the Cardinals, beat the Raiders, and then beat the Niners. They're at 10-1. This is crazy. I'm way higher on them than I thought I was.
Yeah, I have them beating the Cardinals, beating the Raiders, losing to the Niners. Putting them at what? I don't know math. I'll give you guys what it is at the end.
You said beat all 3 of them, or no, beat 2 of them and then lose to the Niners.
Yeah.
Do you have them get
So
swept by
you're
the
at
Niners?
9-2.
Yes, I had the Niners beating, if I'm correct. Yeah.
You have them at 9-2 currently.
Oh wait, hold on. Based off my Niners schedule, I definitely meant to highlight the Niners here. They're beating the Niners here.
Okay, so they are also 10-1 in your book. Yes, Ben, I'm pretty sure we've agreed on everything so far.
Yeah, which doesn't make me feel too happy and sweet on the inside. So
You're like, I think I'm wrong now. Anyways,
yeah.
They will sweep the Cardinals, beat the Raiders, and then beat the Niners.
Matt's got them at 8-3 as of this moment now. They will lose to the Cowboys, beat the Giants, lose to the Eagles. Should I just finish this off here?
Yeah.
Lose to the Rams, beat the Panthers, lose to the Rams again. So 2 and 4 in that stretch, giving them 12-5 on the season.
Hey, that's a good number. Anyways, I have them losing to the Cowboys, beating the Giants, losing to the Eagles, beating both the Rams and Panthers, and then losing to the Rams with what could potentially be the division on the line, which would be a lot of fun. Putting them at 13-4, which is gross, and I hate that I have them winning that many games. If I could go back in time, I absolutely would, but I try to base my schedule off of previous schedules. So,
All right.
They will beat the Cowboys, beat the Giants, lose to the Eagles, beat the Rams, lose to the Panthers, lose to the Rams, 11-6.
All right. So it is obvious here that all 3 of us are taking the over on this, given that their over-under is at 10.5. To recap, Matt has them at 11-6. I have them at 12-5. Ben has them at 13-4. So, ceiling floor, what are we thinking?
I think their ceiling is like right what I have them at. Like just because of their schedule, like I was being very generous. I think their ceiling is like 13 wins. And again, it just so happened when predicting other schedules that this is just how it turned out to be the Seahawks for me. I think it's right here with a good defense. I also think it's really, really hard to have like a super low floor. So I'm going to have like their floor at like probably 9 wins. Just because your defense is good, I think they'll keep you in games regardless of what happens on the offense.
I'm gonna have my floor set at 7 wins. 7 wins, and then their ceiling right where you had them at 13-4.
Yeah, I'll start with the ceiling. I think it's 13. I'm with you guys on that one. I think it's a weird schedule. I don't know how they're going to get 14 again. The floor, I want to say it's a little bit higher just because how much trust I have for McDonald and what he's presented on defense. But I can't go lower than 9. So I'm going to say the floor is 9 just in that sense, just because.
Hey, look at us.
Yeah. I don't know. Even with all the offensive question marks, and it's your biggest question is maybe the running back room is a little funky out of the gate. JSN is still going to be a target hog. JSN is now a walking 1,500 yards, right? That's kind of just the way it is, right? And even then, it's they're still going to be explosive through Shaheed. They still have Cooper Kupp on the roster. Their offensive line, that's the biggest thing. If offensive line health all of a sudden, Charles Cross and Abe Lucas can't stay healthy the way that they did last year, you could convince me on disaster scenario and Darnold is sacked 50 times. But even then, this defense is going to keep you in 14 games all the damn time. I unless this defense becomes 6th and isn't 1st, I don't know. But I'm going with 9 as the floor and 13 as the ceiling.
All right. We can go ahead and wrap this one up. And then, if we want to start the Rams, I will be back shortly as well.
What was the result? You had...
The recap of it?
Yeah. We'll
recap one more time. So Matt has 11-6, Ben has 13-4, and I have 12-5.
Nice. We will do the Rams. Ryan has to step away really quickly.
All right, let's get into the Rams. They were 12-5, second in the division. They lost in the Super Bowl to Seattle. Super Bowl was played on Lumen Field. Sorry. Their offense was pretty insane. Second in EPA, first in success rate, 7th in defensive EPA, 6th in success rate. Matthew Stafford was the MVP. He was the best quarterback in the world. Their big coaching changes, they brought in Cliff Kingsbury from Washington. Nate Scheelhaus goes up from passing games coordinator to OC, I believe, with Mike LaFleur going over to the Cardinals. And then they brought in Bubba Vetrone, who is a very well-regarded special teams coordinator from Cleveland. That was a big mishandling of their last season with special teams at big moments. You think about the Rashid Shaheed return, you think about some of the missed kicks, which again, doesn't really fall on the coordinators. But their offseason, we could get right through it. I mean, they brought back Stafford, Curl, and then brought back some marginal pieces like Higbee and Quisenberry to be a swing tackle. They made massive swings to trade for McDuffie, Myles Garrett, and signing Jalen Watson. That's their offseason. And again, just going from Bobby Durant steps out of the door, now you're replacing him with Trent McDuffie. Jared Verse is out the door, you're replacing it with Myles Garrett. So in every world, this team got better. There's no doubt about it. The big thing was the draft. They used a top 15 pick on a quarterback, on a backup quarterback. So, and then doubled down on this 13 personnel thing with it again.
Gross in a really gross fashion too. I understand
Max Clare's about 2027 too. That's the other part of this. This entire draft is about 2027, and that's the part that's really weird because even with a team this is a team over-indexing themselves into this Super Bowl or bust mentality, and Keegan Trost is someone that again he's going to step in for one of the 4 offensive line starters that are free agents next year. Max Clare is going to step in for Parkinson or Higbee if they decide to move on from one of those guys next year. Ty Simpson, he's more of a 2028 pick, right? with Stafford coming back. So it's a really weird draft. These are the 5 picks that they had. I don't think they had, what was it? I don't think anybody had less than them. So it's a very weird draft. The remaining questions, do they have the competitive depth to win the Super Bowl? And again, like why this is the main question is because everything else is just sunshine, right? Like this is as good as it gets. But I think about, I think about the disaster scenarios where it's like, oh no, we're down 2 starters in the divisional round on the offensive line. Like, what are we going to do? Like, are we going to start a rookie intros? Are we going to start, like, Questenberry, who I mentioned, Bo Limmer? Like, again, this is kind of the sacrifice you make when you swing for the fences on star talent, is that sometimes your depth is going to be a little lackluster, right?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, and I think about the corners, like Jalen Watson and McDuffie. Both of those guys tackle really well. If one of those guys are down and they have to put in Emmanuel Forbes, like again, like you're going to suffer from the tackling. Like so it's again that's the question.
I thought they went out and got Igbenogany, didn't they?
No, the Niners did.
Nah, I knew it was like in a depth chart with one of them. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's again like there's not much to poke holes, so I got to poke holes in your 2 deep. Like that's kind of it, right? Like this is the Super Bowl favorite by a long way for a reason. Matthew Stafford had a career year at 37 years old. Do it again, because I think this is a part of the prognosis. Because I think the reason you're willing to over-index yourself. Yeah, no, but like, if this offense is okay, so they're shifting into this 13 personnel world. They ran 12 personnel at the second lowest rate. They ran 13 personnel, double the next best team. They're going to lean into this 13 personnel thing. Whatever. That is all because Matthew Stafford was great last year. Matthew Stafford was not great in 2024. If Matthew Stafford of 2024 comes back, or if Matthew Stafford gets hurt, this derails the entire season, I think. Even with Simpson,
absolutely.
Even with Simpson being like, in theory, like, oh, Simpson's a good backup, right? Like, even though we've never seen him play the sport, like, oh, he's theoretically going to be a good backup because there's a first-round pick. That's just how it works, apparently. If Matthew Stafford isn't great, this is all for naught. And that's what I kept coming back to.
Well, I don't think he necessarily has to be great. Like, I think he could be like a fine Matthew Stafford season.
If they're the 6th best offense, they don't win the division. Like, they have to.
Well, I don't think you have to win the division to win the Super Bowl, though.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If their path has to go through Seattle in January again, I don't think they win the Super Bowl. That's kind of my point. I think this is a all hands on decks, win the division kind of season. Because we just watched him go in there, and he played incredible. He was phenomenal. And they didn't win the game.
Well, yeah, but that's why you go out and you add the pieces on defense to like.
What did they add on offense?
Well, that's what I said on defense, though. But that's the thing on defense. Like you're concerned. Like, so I think what you could potentially lose in like Matt Stafford having like a digression, at the age of 37, you made up for in Trent McDuffie and the best edge rusher in the NFL, right? Again, all of this could be for nothing if Matt Stafford gets hurt, which is a genuine concern. Like going into last year, we're like, is Matt Stafford even going to play like football? Like his back was like, so like that. I think that's where like more than anything, my fear lies with Matt Stafford is like, can you stay healthy? But like I personally am not very scared of like a regression for him, unless it's like a gross regression to the point in which you're just like unplayable in your Geno Smith. But like if you have your average Matt Stafford year with the pieces you add down defense, I totally think you could be fine. But that's where we'll disagree. So
what is like the average Matt Stafford year is what he did a few years ago, right? And he didn't have enough juice to beat the Eagles. That's where I go. That's where my head goes. And so
but you didn't have Myles Garrett.
I understand your point, but I think you got to win some of these games on the back of your offense. And the other thing too is like how volatile this like offense just is in general.
Yes. Yeah.
Matthew Stafford could get hurt. Puka Nacua bit somebody. Devontae Adams is 34 years old, and he's your leading red zone threat.
Matt, Puka Nacua came out and said he's only focusing on the field this year. All right, so no more biting.
Oh,
people.
Great!
He
dude.
said it himself.
Awesome.
He said it himself. He's not
because
biting
the guy has $150 million on the line. I get why he's focused on the field, but like. I keep coming back to I never like when teams don't do anything on offense. We're just the same offense again. We're just going to be the same thing again. But it's McVay.
Hey.
So I trust him.
Max Clare and CJ Daniels.
CJ Daniels is a good player. He's a good player. He's
going to make the roster.
I think this even if they lean into this 13 thing. They only ran it at 30% last year, and that was an outlier. Like, are they going to run this thing like 50% of the time?
They better not.
Is this going to be a ludicrous amount that we're all like, well, this is unsustainable. This is impossible.
Well, it doesn't. The thing is it doesn't have to be sustainable over season to season to season. It has to be sustainable for one singular season, right? So even if we look at it and they're like, holy, pardon my language, holy shit. Like, this team ran 13 personnel at, like, 55%. Like, there's no way they're going to be able to do this year in and year out. Well, that doesn't matter. If they can do it this year and it works and you win the Super Bowl, then who cares? So, but yeah, I definitely.
What if everybody finds their big nickel this year? What if everybody finds their big nickel? And they don't get base because that's the reason you run 13,
which is like
the other team in base.
Fun.
What if everybody stays in nickel, and now one of your main pass catcher, like your 4 pass catchers are Devontae, great, Puka, great, Kobe Parkinson and Higbee. What the hell? Like, those are your main passing options. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that.
This whole, it was definitely a conversation for another day, but the whole rise of the 12 and 13 personnel brings you into like a conversation of like, we have been playing like the reason like a guy like Nick Emanwari, shout out Seahawks, can like be as good as what he is because teams are playing like 12 and 13 personnel. And like now teams are kind of fighting against that. So I'm interested to see like what team sways back into going to just like your normal.
The other thing
base. If anyways,
I have another thing I want to get mad about. If you're going to go all in on this 13 thing, why the hell are we not taking Sadiq at 13? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not over-indexing ourselves into a unique way and taking in a tight end with top 15 pick who, again, can split out wide? Like, that's the other part of this that I just don't get is the quarterback. Like, I've had time to sit on it for a few months, and it's ridiculous.
I'm glad you got there. I'm glad.
I think it's ridiculous.
I'm glad you got there
because you can't tell me Vanga. You can't tell me Vanga's not making a spot. You can't tell me Mekhi Lemon isn't making a difference. You can't tell me Sadiq. There is a world where Ty Simpson makes zero difference for this team, and we lose to Seattle in Lumen Field again. Oh, bummer. Oh, we couldn't see that coming.
Thank you so much because you were there on that draft. You were there with me. Like in terms of like what was that pick, and then Ryan brainwashed you into thinking that like maybe
because if their point is
we don't have to do this all over again. But
if
Ryan
their point is like we don't want to. We don't want to live in the Jimmy Garoppolo tier of quarterback. We don't want to have to live in the tier of like, oh, we have to sign Daniel Jones as our quarterback. I get that point. But when they have over-indexed themselves into this isn't Seattle where it's like, let's take a shot on Sam Darnold. Like, you are pushing the chips and you have told everybody, look at how good our 22 starters are.
This is what I was saying.
So I'll tell you this much. As far as the Ty Simpson stuff, whether you agree with it or not, because I don't agree with it either, but just for sake of talking points, right? The Ty Simpson, they're betting on that pick like crazy because here's the thing. That Ty Simpson pick gives you the ability to trade for Myles Garrett, right? Go all in because here's the thing. Like,
what?
Well, will you let me explain? Good God, I was right in the middle of it.
I said
He's
what?
he's
I
correct.
didn't say anything more.
So what I'm saying
I know where
is
he's going. He's
they're
correct.
betting on it to the point to where you're not paying somebody next offseason. They totally could have brought in, for example, a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, who I understand not everybody has the highest, but I'm saying he's a free
It's market
agent.
value.
Yeah. Instead, you save that money on the books and be able to move for a guy like Myles Garrett and make a difference for a guy that if you believe in Ty Simpson and they're even half of what they think he is, then at that point, like, dude, go and be average on this team and still be a playoff contender. Because this
but I don't
team
think
is
that
good.
changes anything about your win now, right? Like regardless of like what your future outlook
No,
is,
for sure. Yeah.
If you wanted to win now, you would have traded for Myles Garrett anyways,
But-
and like that's what this team is, and that goes back to like Matt's like
I don't
over
think so,
indexing
though.
point. Like absolutely, this team is going all in on
No.
winning the Super Bowl this year.
That's not what I'm disagreeing with. I'm disagreeing with if you didn't draft Ty Simpson, you said that it wouldn't have affected whether or not they would have traded for Myles Garrett because they're all in the Super Bowl. I get that. My thing, I disagree with that because I feel like if you trade for Myles Garrett with an uncertainty at quarterback in your future, at this point you're locked down. And who do you have as a quarterback with, your pick and the high,
Sorsby.
So
I don't care who my quarterback is next year if I can win the Super Bowl now.
Yes, yeah.
Would be
yeah.
my.
But you want to win
anyways.
multiple Super Bowls if you're the GM of a team. You don't just want to win one.
And let's
then
do it
be
with the
done.
6', 210 quarterback. Let's do it with that
Exactly.
guy. Like,
And that's part of the reason that got overlooked. I just hated Ty Simpson as a quarterback anyway.
so.
Anyways,
Ryan,
breakout players. Okay.
your
Do
point
Ryan
is
thing.
exactly right. Your point is exactly right. That again, like I'm just looking at the quarterbacks next year as free agents: Geno, Rodgers, Tua, Joe Flacco, Cousins. Like you can't live in that world. Mac Jones, Mac Jones would be the most intriguing. Someone would give Mac Jones $20 million next year if they're desperate enough. So I get that world, but at the same time, I'm at the point where I just rather have another possible starter on this offense.
And I get that.
Oh,
I am
1,000%.
I
And I
am more
agree with
so,
it.
and the just not changing anything on offense. Like
My
we're gonna
biggest
be
thing
this
is,
gimmick
listen.
13 personnel thing. I think there's a world where this just goes wrong, where everybody is just like, well, McVay's great at this. Like he's gonna be awesome at this. He knows what he's
Listen.
doing.
I'll go ahead and say it and allow whoever's listening to peek behind the curtain here as far as what I'm thinking. Listen, we could be here like every other podcast and tell Rams fans that they made a stupid pick in the first round, or we could sit here and analyze why they might have done it. Whether you agree with it or not, I think that this is legitimately what they're thinking, and if it works, then we're gonna look back at this and be like, they're geniuses. Oh my God, they figured it out, and now they're perennial championship contenders.
Couldn't, but also you could step away from the season and say, geez, they really could have used one more really good pass catcher, and that's the reason they didn't make the Super Bowl too.
That's the fun of it. That's the fun of it.
Yeah, go, exactly. And you could absolutely go into it. Again, we could literally do a 2-hour show on the Rams.
Let's. Aaron Donald
breakout play
is.
Oh,
Aaron Donald is going to play this year. He's on his own timeline. I assume he's going to sign after preseason is over, and he's going to play for the Rams this year. There you go. That's
boom.
No,
I heard it here first.
It's going to be fun to see. But yeah, breakout players. I'll go first and just throw Blake Corum out there. There's a lot of coach speak on Blake Corum. And Ben, hearing that from
that's the addition, right?
Gotta feel good, right? But yeah, I expect Kyron Williams to kind of take a back seat, and you'll have Blake Corum exploding from here on out, and this will start to become Blake Corum's team when it comes to the run game. So that's my
interesting because you tried to trade me Kyron the other day. Anyways,
you asked for him. You asked for him.
Matt, do you have a breakout player?
Yeah, it's disregard everything I said. If Terrence Ferguson is a good third pass catcher, nothing matters. Right? if he's good.
Sure,
right?
sure.
That's kind of that's someone I'll highlight.
Can you bet on Aaron Donald comeback player of the year? Is that a thing?
No.
You can.
Yeah.
He shouldn't. No.
It's like 10-1.
No, you
Wow.
can't. If you're coming out of retirement, you shouldn't be able to win comeback player of the year.
People don't die on the field every year. Get over it. Anyways.
I don't care. It's more impressive to come back from torn ACL than it is coming back from sitting on the couch.
Mahomes. Yes.
Yeah.
Mahomes comeback.
Okay. We're gonna talk about the big uglies, the hog mollies. Warren McClendon. He stepped right in when Havenstein went down, and he actually ended up playing better than Rob Havenstein ever did for them. So the fact that they were able to just like slide him in at the right tackle spot and just be like easy. It's nice. I don't think he's gonna be like the top tackle like in the NFL or anything, but I think we're like, hey, look at that. Like here's just like a spot that they just don't have to worry about. So yeah, Warren McClendon.
Free agent.
So.
Yeah, I mean he can make a ton of money this year.
Yes.
Do you guys want to get into the schedule?
Yeah, we probably should. We've talked about this Rams team for like.
I don't think enough. I really don't, because I've never seen a team do this. When's the last time we've seen a team push themselves in the middle of the table like this and have
The 2016 Golden State Warriors.
nine starters, free agents
Or-
next year?
The
Lions
2016
all the
Golden
time.
State Warriors.
But they were under contract, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
All right, 2 rows at a time.
Their odds,
Yes, sir.
11.5. First in the division, first in the conference, first in the Super Bowl.
As they should be. They are gonna go 6-0 for this first 6 games. I'm just not even gonna.
Okay, well, they're gonna go 5-1 with the loss being the Eagles, and you can be like, "Oh, it's because he needs an Eagles fan."
The Eagles own them.
Sure, but like they just like I don't know what it is. It's just like this weird.
The Eagles
curse.
own 'em.
Like it's their
Yeah.
yeah. So they're going 5-1, losing to the Eagles.
Makai Lemon breakout.
They're like it's gonna be Puka for like 150 yards and then no one else, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, we should have took Makai Lemon."
Oh my God, that was right. They're gonna win, lose, win, 4-2.
Okay. They'll beat the Raiders, beat the Chargers, beat the Commanders, beat the Cardinals, beat the Packers. Whoa, what's that? What's that? 11-0.
Jeez.
You heard me. You heard me.
Yeah, it's a lot. I have them beating the Raiders, Chargers, Commanders, and Cardinals. What a nice little stretch for them, right? Like for me, like the Chargers are like the only real like team in that little 4-game stretch. But then they do lose to the Packers, so they are starting the season at 9-2.
Yeah, I have them same as Ryan, beating the Raiders, beating the Chargers, Commanders, Cardinals, and Packers out of the bye. Wednesday game.
I'm going to just to be honest. Okay, so they're gonna beat the Chiefs, beat the Niners, beat the Cowboys, beat the Seahawks, beat the Bucks, and then I'm actually gonna have them lose to the Seahawks, which means I will switch my prediction from the Seahawks prediction show. So that would make the Seahawks 13-4, but the Rams will be 16-1. I don't care. It sounds so silly. I don't care. They don't care about an undefeated season. They care about a Super Bowl. They're benching their starters in week 18. They already clinched the division weeks ago. This is not a game that will be played by any of them, especially Matthew Stafford. Hey, Ty Simpson debut, huh?
Yeah, and he loses.
Yeah.
Grossly. They beat the Chiefs, lose to the Niners, beat the Cowboys, lose to the Seahawks, beat the Bucks, which makes for a quite fun final game of the season. Winner of this game wins the division. This is how we all mapped it out to be. The Rams end up winning this game, having them a tied record with the Seahawks, 13-4. But again, due to divisional record, they end up winning. The division, 13-4 Rams win the division. Actually, can't say that. We don't know what I have the Cardinals going.
I have them beating the Chiefs, losing the Niners, beating the Cowboys, losing the Seahawks, losing the Bucks, beating the Seahawks, going 12-5, winning the division.
Nice. So Matt hates the Rams. Matt thinks the whole Rams, the whole organization is a sham, is what I'm hearing.
That's so funny. So we have the exact same standings in the division so far, because we haven't done the Cardinals yet. But so just to review, ceiling, floor. My ceiling undefeated.
I think their ceiling
floor,
is 16-1. No, realistically, I don't think they're going undefeated. Like realistically,
that's their ceiling. The greatest team of all time going all the way undefeated to the Super Bowl, something that's never happened before, I don't think, right? So yeah, that's a thing. 20-0, right?
Yeah.
Floor, yep, zoned out there for a second. Floor,
16-1.
13-4.
Oh my God, that's their floor.
Yeah. This team's winning a lot. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm putting it all out there. Yeah. Take the over by far. 11.5. Are you serious? Yes.
Yeah, I mean I'll take the over, but their floor at 13-4 is.
But the house on the over.
That's a lot. That's saying a lot. No, I think their ceiling is probably like 14-ish wins, so somewhere along that. Because again, they are playing the Seahawks twice a year. They are playing good teams like the Packers, like the Cowboys, like the Niners, like the Chiefs, like the Broncos, like the Bills. So they do play like good teams. So I think like their ceiling, if everything goes right, is probably like 14 wins. I don't think their floor is 13 wins. I think their floor is probably closer to like, Matt Stafford realistically could get hurt. And then we're just like, well, that was all for nothing. And like I don't even want to project what a hurt Matthew Stafford season would look like for the Rams. Because you were absolutely banking on your MVP quarterback to be healthy. But just like
remember what Tom Brady looked like? I'm just kidding. Coming in for Drew Bledsoe.
Anyways, and then I think they're like a realistic ceiling for them is floor for them is 1, 2, 3, 6, probably 9 or 10 games.
Before Matt goes, I just want to say I think it's freaking awesome that the Packers play them on Thanksgiving. I will be so thankful that day.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Beautiful.
It's a Wednesday.
Whatever. They'll still be very thankful.
I'm with Ben. I think the ceiling's 14. The floor is 9. I think there's again, I think there is a disaster scenario for this team. Like I don't know. Let's not forget. Like Matthew Stafford at 37 years old had a career season. The best season of his career. Like he's just gonna do it again. That's just gonna happen again. He's gonna throw for 50 touchdowns and 4,500 yards again. I'm skeptical. I'm hesitant. I still have him winning the division. Like I still have likely being the 1 seed because I haven't predicted anybody to win more than 12 games. By the way, Rams fans. But I think there's just a lot of leaky in a part of this. Like Alaric Jackson could miss time because of off the field domestic violence things. Puka bit somebody. Devontae's 35. Like there are so many things that could go wrong on this offense that I feel like we're just not talking about because again, they got Myles Garrett, they got Jalen Watson, they got Trey McDuffie. The defense is better. I'm not making that. And Kobe Turner, Byron Young, they're awesome players, but I'm very skeptical on this offense just being amazing.
Agreed.
I just want to say that
speaking of
part to me is the coolest thing to me is like you think about this defense so much when you think about this team because of the addition of Myles Garrett. And then it's like they released the new uniforms, which by the way, interesting.
I hate them. They're Liberty Mutual uniforms.
And then to me, I don't know about you guys, but it was kind of like, oh yeah, Devontae Adams is still here. Like, I don't know why. Like,
he got 14 touchdowns last year.
No, and I get that. My thing is like it's been overshadowed by the news of how awesome their defensive additions are, and you just kind of factor in like, okay, and then there's Puka, and Matthew Stafford, but then it's like for some reason for me specifically, Devontae Adams just kind of drifted away from this team and where they were in my head. And then it was like, oh, he's still here. And that's a great thing for this team. And it just strengthens what I think about them. But this is going to be a unit, man. I'm so excited to watch this team. Like, not a fan, but like very, very excited. Please don't terrorize my team too much in the playoffs.
Also, really quickly, I'm going to take this off. Before we get into the last team, does anyone have anything else on the Raiders or on the Rams before we?
Yes. To recap, I have 16-1. Ben has 13-4. Matt has 12-5.
All right, I'm going to clear the screen. You actually reminded me when you had mentioned the Rams there really quickly, because that's something that I forgot to talk about in the opener here. The Bills, those guys released and they have a striking resemblance to the to the vintage Batman.
I don't know what
these are
like.
Atrocious.
What are these?
The nickel.
What are they?
City uniforms. Here we are, folks. Like,
is it this stupid Nike thing or whatever?
No, we didn't release those yet. We didn't, and it's not their
this
division this year.
This is
what they do.
They're alternate uniforms. They just, for the love of the game, they decided to make bad uniforms.
Look at the enlarged logo on the
They
helmet.
Suck. They're terrible. They're the worst.
He's so mad.
They're actually quite atrocious.
They're so bad.
So.
Just wear blue. Just wear your blue every time. Like, why?
Yes.
Thank you, Penn State.
The only thing that I thought about was welcome to the NFL, the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Dude, that's terrible.
So bad. All right, gentlemen, let's get into the last team, the Cardinals.
It's the George Clooney Batman. Anyways.
That's perfect. Cardinals.
All right.
Ooh,
do we have
Cardinals.
to?
Cardinals.
We'll zoom through it.
All right. The Arizona Cardinals. 3-14 last year. They were bad offense. They were bad defense. Jacoby Brissett was not good. Here's a stat on the Cardinals. They started 3-5. They had all 5 of their losses being by 1 possession, 4 points or less. Over their last 9 games, they lost all 9 games, and they gave up 37 points 6 different times. They brought back their defensive coordinator, Nick Rallis, for this season after firing their head coach. Mike LaFleur, Nat Hackett from Green Bay. They kept Brissett. That's somewhat recent. Sean Murphy-Bunting didn't play last year. James Conner got hurt. They brought him back. And they brought back their kicker and punter. They didn't make any trades. Didn't trade down in the draft either. Great call. Free agency. They signed Isaac Seumalo, Tyler Algier, Roy Lopez, Kendrick Bourne, Jack Gibbons, Elijah Wilkinson, Gardner Minshew, Andrew Wingard, Andrew Billings. Like, all right, just a ton of guys. Their biggest free agent loss was Kyler Murray and Jalen Thompson, Akeem Davis-Gaither, Dalvin Tomlinson, Calais Campbell, Kelvin Beachum, Jonah Williams at tackle. So again, I think they got better at tackle.
Can I say something really quick to interrupt you for just a second? Today is Thursday, July 30th, which means 1 week from today, this team will be playing the Carolina Panthers.
They drafted Jeremiah Love at 3rd. I don't know why. I still don't know why. Drafted Chase Pesontis, who might not start right away. Apparently they love Isaiah Adams. They drafted Carson Beck with the 66th pick. He's their 3rd-string quarterback. Caleb Proctor's a nice pick, Southeastern Louisiana. I think he could slide into the rotation. They had 3 more day 3 selections. Outside of the tight end were the stars. They have Trey McBride. It's the same conversation as we had as Raiders, but even like worse. Trey McBride's pretty good. Oh, nice. We have a big slot at tight end. He's 99 in Madden. Great.
Stop it. You're underselling how good Trey.
Oh, he's
what
good,
are you
dude.
Talking about.
He's great. He's great. He really helped the passing offense last year.
Never understood like your hate like for Trey McBride specific. Like you hate this man.
Because we're all going in this certain direction of tight end, and he's just a receiver. Like, that's all he is. Let's listen to the receiver. That's all I ask. But the other thing was with this, they've had 28 draft picks over the course of 2023 to 2025, 17 inside the top 125. Can you guys name like one player who's like they should extend? There's one guy, right? It's Michael Wilson.
Paris Johnson.
That's it. Okay, maybe. Has he been okay?
Yes.
Here's the question.
Yes, you extend Paris Johnson.
I don't know.
Yes. What are you talking about? Who else are you paying?
Nobody. They're gonna pay him. But I'm speaking from the fact of like what I just saw Kelvin Banks and Armand Mambu do. Has Paris Johnson done that one time in 3 years?
Not to that level, no. But like also both of those guys are good.
Both of those guys are rookies too. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Michael Wilson, I think, is the one guy. I think Garrett Williams is good. Sadly, tore his Achilles in December. Josh Sweat, I think a lot of people are going to say, oh, 12 sacks, man, he's great. He's better he's never been the best pass rusher on like a good defense. Hassan Reddick, and then the 2024 Eagles. I don't know, man. I don't think this team's great. Does she like the Cardinals?
Well, I have to show the screen now. she's gonna do it again, right? Yep, here he goes.
No.
Surely, right?
Nope.
Do it. She's looking. Here we go.
There you go. Dude, she's gonna tear shit down, dude.
Ben's over here crying because she's just so excited about Michael Wilson, dude. That's what it is.
Yes, we agree. We agree on that.
That's awesome. It's great to agree on Michael Wilson. Getting through.
Make her case for Paris Johnson, dude.
Yeah,
she's like Carson Beck's the future. That's what she's saying, dude.
Ooh. Take her out back. What is the offense? So LaFleur coming from
running backs.
He spent time in San Francisco. He was with the Rams this most recent time. He's called plays before with the Jets. I know he's talked about where it's like, we're going to simplify the playbook. We have a ton of new guys, blah, blah, blah. We're going to simplify it. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. Because again, like your 3 best receivers likely are McBride, Wilson, and Marv. Like, is that good? Not really. But they signed Kendrick Bourne, and they didn't draft or sign another tight end who realistically could start. So I don't know. Is this team going to lean into like 11 with McBride as the tight end? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to get under center and try and give Jeremiah Love and Tyler Algiero a bunch of carries?
Yes.
Probably, right? Yeah. You're gonna move the line of scrimmage with Trey McBride in line, and then the last one, does Beck play at all? I think that's the only interesting part of this team is if they have a rookie playing quarterback, because like we know what Brissett is, we know what Gardner Minshew is, we have no idea what Carson Beck is, and there is that pedigree of like, hey, we have Jeremiah Love and Beck as our quarterback, running back. He's thrown to Marvin Harrison. Like, there is something fun to that. I don't know, but I hate this team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cardinals fans. But you don't exist, so we don't have to apologize too much. So,
what's going on with Marv too? By the way, like this is one of the weirdest cases I've seen in recent memory. But why though? Because like he was so good.
He's a stiff athlete. He's a stiff runner. He does not break at a level good enough for the NFL.
You remember when he had that one good game and everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, look at him! He finally found it. The redemption story." And he came back from what?
Well, the other thing too is like he never got to play with Kyler. It felt like, and Kyler's like biggest strength was like throwing vertical. Like you think about those Hopkins years, where it's like Brissett is completely cool with gassing up the Trey McBride stats. Like it's kind of, and when, what was it? Marv had some run at the end of the year. Like there was a Bengals game where he had some run over the middle of the field where it's like, against zone he's good. I don't know if he's good enough against man because I don't know if he's a good enough separator. Like that's my biggest issue. Like and then he's dropping all these things and everybody's making fun of him. Like I don't know.
Matt, before we get into the actual schedule prediction, which roster do you hate more? The Cardinals or the Raiders?
The Cardinals. Because the Raiders at least have like, again, it's the same thing. Oh, we have a young running back. We have a good tight end, but at least they have the Max Crosby asset, where the Cardinals don't have any good player on defense. Oh, great. Budda Baker got 100 tackles again, dude. Sweet.
Is he playing for somebody else after like the trade deadline, you think?
Maybe.
Every year it feels like it's...
I'm just saying.
We'll go get traded. Vic Fangio. Anyways.
Yeah.
Matt, do you have a breakout player? Because I would like it.
Cody
I
Simon.
would think that our breakout player is the same. No, it's not. Okay.
I mean, you're going to say Nolan. Like Nolan is the very obvious one. He played less than 300 snaps. I have no idea what to do with that. He was great. He was awesome. But I don't know. What if he's just an injury-prone player? That's scary.
But hey, that could be scary. Do I do the Owen Papeo pick again? Like
No,
throw
pick the
that
corner,
back,
dude. Just pick the corner.
throw it back. No. The corner? Do you mean Max Melton?
He sucks too. Like I don't know what to do with this team.
No. I think it's Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan, that dude's good if he can stay healthy. We will see. The corner he's referring to is obviously Will Johnson, who could be very good. We will see how time treats him.
How did this team not add anything to
Not
the edge rush room? I'm just like, I'm looking at it again. It's
Yeah, it's bad. There's it's all blue. Blue as far as the eye can see.
Is it going to give some BJ Ojolari run? Great. It's great for everybody.
Not a big
I don't know.
Andrew Billings fan.
Dude, that
He's a
dude
fine
is
player.
he's such a massive guy.
I think he's a fine player. Yeah, I think he does his role.
Yep. So, all right, schedule predictions. Let's. We don't have to spend much time on it here.
Ryan, what's your breakout?
Don't care. Let's move on.
What?
That's a fun way of saying Will Anderson, guys.
I
you
I
picked
just
Will
wanted to tee you up.
Anderson.
I remember you liking Algier. That's why I did that.
No.
Oh yeah.
No. Not on this team. No. Not after they picked a running back third overall. That makes no sense to me. You sign Algier, you still have James Conner, and you pick a running back. Let's go BPA, even though our team sucks.
Okay. His breakout
that's the
player
point.
is Chad Ryland. Okay.
That I will say that's their point is like, okay, fine. We don't have any good players. We'll take the guy who's definitely good, the running back. That's I think they're like crossing their arms like a toddler. It's like, fine, you guys want good players? Here's a good player. We're gonna waste running back carries on a bad team. Great idea. Their odds over 3.5 -136, under +115. Fourth in the division, 100-1 to win a division, 200-1 to win the conference, and 500-1 to win the Super Bowl.
The worst odds.
It's incredible how
I don't have them winning a game until after the bye, so I'll just say that now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, same
Absolutely.
here. So all of us are starting 0-5.
Wait,
Let's just do it.
The under.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. The under is plus money at 3.5. Like
Because it's so hard to
go places.
it's so
much
hard to
money
lose that many
and
games.
Take out a second mortgage and put it on the under 3.5
do that.
on the Cardinals.
do
Don't
that.
actually do that. We do. I'm not responsible for any poor
Don't do
financial
that.
decisions that you may make.
I'll be honest, guys. I'm gonna keep this cut and dry. I'm sorry, Cardinals
gonna have
fans,
them
for
not
not
winning a
giving you
game.
the time of day that you deserve. But I'm gonna give them a win against the Jets, and that's just being generous. I really hate this team, and this is the team that I knew going into all of the schedule predictions that I was going to be the lowest on. This is really disappointing. I'm so sorry to kind of have to do this, but at the same time, what do you want me to
No, you're
do? I know. So
I'm not sorry.
yeah, that's it for mine. But
Yeah, I'll make it
gentlemen,
easy too. Jets and Raiders. They're going to
Yep.
end 50.
Exact same.
Woo!
Exact same.
Let's go.
yeah, I can't even put them over the Raiders at this point.
I would say sorry,
home
Cardinals fans, but as Matt said, I don't think Cardinals fans exist. So.
They don't.
This is coming from someone who grew up in Arizona. So
Ceiling floor.
ceiling 3 wins, floor 0 wins.
Yep, that's where I've got it too. Yeah.
I think they could win 5 games.
You see 5 here?
Yeah.
Sure, you could in theory talk yourself into the Jets, obviously, the Raiders, obviously, Giants.
I think
everything goes well.
all
Washington,
All
maybe
3 of the
Saints.
NFC East games outside of the Eagles, I think it's winnable. I think you could beat the Lions at home depending on what their defense is right out of the gate. And then all 4 of those after the bye are winnable.
Mhm.
Like you can convince me on 5. It's a hard convince, but like
Yes.
if Jeremiah Love is a 1,500-yard back, like I think there's a world. Walter Nolan's awesome. That's the biggest thing. Can Walter Nolan be a star? Like that's if that happens and they win 2 games, good job. You complete that's a plus of a season from me. Like
Yes.
and I know it's just been constant shit from me on this team. Like if one of Nolan or Will Johnson can be good players, and it's like, yes, thumbs up. Maybe Marv is like a good trade asset. Good. Like that's a win for the season, and you get one of those quarterbacks. That's really
Well,
it.
Carson Beck is good.
Well, that now we're just living in impossible. Like we're just living
worst case scenario for the Cardinals is that you just you're just bad through the bye, and then you manage to win 3 of the last 4
Yes.
with Carson Beck taking over. You're just like the last 4 games, you're like, Carson Beck, get in there, kid. And he wins 3 of the last 4. And that's
the thing.
the worst case scenario.
They need the pick. Like they need one of the top 2 picks more so than even the Jets or the Browns so badly, because those teams traded for draft capital. They have nothing to trade for. Like the Cardinals have no avenue to trade for draft capital. It was so bad that it was like, hopefully Kyler, we could trade him for a 6th. And they had to outright cut him. There's just no asset on this team that you could theoretically trade for a top 100 pick. This is bare. This is bare. It's the worst job in the sport. That's why it was hired last, and it's why it's a guy who the only time he's played called plays was a failure. It's that simple. So we'll see. We'll see with the Cardinals, but yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So to review, I have them at 1-16. Ben and Matt have them at 2-15. Sorry, Cardinals fans. Now for the standings predictions, we have the exact same standings across the board, with the Rams in first place, the Seahawks in second, the Niners in third, and then the Cardinals in fourth. So that'll be interesting to see exactly how things play out in our NFC playoff predictions, which will be coming later on as we round out the NFC. But this is our first division in the NFC. So yeah.
Rams or
Pretty
Seahawks
decent.
are definitely going to be in my playoffs. I don't know about the Niners. That's what
Same.
I'll say.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, let's move to Weddle. What do we think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Don't sound too excited.
Well, I won't.
Hey, the only thing that the Cardinals did right, I think, was their graphic. I think that was decent, at least.
I stole that from like, what was it? They're like Locked On or whatever. Their local. That wasn't even the team website.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so they fail all the way around.
They failed. They're
All right. Weddle, I'll start. Luther Burden.
no. Ooh, 8 or 9. In the NFC. I don't know. Ben, do you have a guess?
I'm scared to talk out of place, and I know it's easy, but after what happened 2 weeks ago, the massacre that was the Weddle 2 weeks ago, Kirk Cousins.
It's a quarterback.
9.
I did think that, but then I realized it wasn't the NFC North. Yeah.
Yeah,
It can't be McCarthy because he's too young. Well, just go through your head. Who wears 9 in the conference?
Stafford?
Penix.
Does he wear
No,
9?
it can't be Stafford. It can't be Stafford. It could be Penix, though.
Yep.
Penix.
Yeah,
You guys see he's hurt again?
Yeah.
It's not going well for him.
Stunner.
Yeah, poor guy.
Stunner, right?
Him and guys, I'm tired. The Niners kid that we just talked about.
Pearsall?
Ricky Pearsall. Yeah. Him and Ricky Pearsall really just need to become best friends.
Gervon Dexter. Oh, all right. Here we go. This is my week, baby. This is my week.
Right.
It's got to be.
Defense for Chicago. Is Jalen Johnson that old? Sure. Nope.
Edwards.
Isn't he hurt?
No, yeah, TJ Edwards, but yeah.
TJ Edwards? That's your guess?
Yep.
Yep.
Bang.
Ah, come on.
Here's mine first.
Yeah,
I thought he was 30.
I still love
He
him.
was
17-0, and the what is it? The hard mode or whatever it is.
hard mode. I three times round. That's it. Then I gotta
Yes.
skedaddle on out of here.
Yes, yeah. No extras for anybody tonight. Specifically,
Well, you guys can. It's just not me.
All right, who's going first? Just 3 rounds?
I'll go first. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. We lost.
Steelers.
We lost. It's over.
We did lose.
What's the bet? Go with DK.
Rodgers.
Right? DK's probably the best player that you could pick.
Is DK better than Pittman?
Yeah.
Okay. Vikings. McCarthy?
9.
Wrong game. Jesus.
Jay
Justin
Jetta.
Jefferson.
That has to be the only pick you can make.
We failed so miserably. Brock Bowers.
No, I think we could beat 13-4 though.
Not with this.
McBride.
We're just not gonna block. Okay.
Yeah.
Manunga?
Jonathan
There we go.
Taylor.
Yeah, we could beat 13 though.
I'm putting this at like 12 wins. I had to
We
see the
haven't even
quarterback.
finished.
Go with
We
Dak.
haven't finished.
Dak.
Yeah, 12 wins. I'm going to put us at 12 wins.
I was just about to say Gibbs can save us, dude. That's an extra win there for sure. Yikes!
You gotta pick coach.
Oh.
You gotta pick coach. You gotta pick.
No,
Monkey
no,
can scheme
give
these
me
guys up.
defense.
Monkey can
Defense.
scheme these guys up.
Give me the defense.
All right. All right. I think Monkey can scheme those guys up.
Would you rather have the Browns defense over the Bengals?
That's
I
true.
don't know.
Yeah, we did.
14. Okay.
Alright.
Better than I thought, honestly. Matt, you start. Eagles.
Oh, Gibbs.
Wow. 1-2 punch of Barkley and Gibbs. That's pretty good, guys. That's a good start.
Is it?
That's pretty good, guys. Give me Bowers.
Check Bush.
Yeah. Can the if man do it?
Do you think their O line is good in this?
Yeah. Oh.
Punting, taking the coach.
Good move. Well,
How do we think their O line is?
I think it's good.
Yeah, let's do their O line. I like their O line.
Yeah.
defense.
No.
Or hold on. Defense or Jackson Smith and Jigba?
I don't think we could get better defense.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Defense.
It's up to you. It's your pick. You defense.
The only other defense I would take over the Seahawks is the Rams. So I would say just go with the defense because there's so many other wide receivers in the league that we can get and be fine. So yeah.
Should we
defense.
take JSN with the like? Because again, like if we get the Rams, we could take Puka. If we get the
You're right.
Texans,
Yeah, just go with the defense.
Okay.
We're fine. Yeah.
Nico Collins,
yeah.
buddy.
Oh,
Oh,
we got the Jets. Sadiq.
a jumper.
Ooh.
Oh,
over
Jamar. I didn't realize we had another spot open.
Jamar who?
Shut up, dude.
You said it so many times. I didn't know if you forgot his name.
Mahomes. We're cooking.
Over Kelsey?
Yes. Ew, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
I think there's a chance.
No,
16
there's
and
no
1.
chance.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've seen 16.
Is it the Jets?
I like.
What's the
Probably.
gap here? This is so hard. Is
It's
it the
Garrett
O
Wilson,
line?
probably.
Garrett Wilson.
I think it's Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, probably.
All right,
Just
last
one
round.
good.
Okay, one
It's
more
hard to do that.
time.
Gentlemen, yeah, pretty good.
Chris Olave.
I like the coach, to be honest.
If we didn't think Wilson was good enough, no offense.
That's exactly
Who
what I'm
else on the
thinking.
Saints? Who else
Tyler
on-
Shuck.
I was gonna say the coach, to be honest. That's the best.
No, because I've seen some rosters on here where like the coach has sold.
Okay.
Someone would argue Chris Olave is better than Garrett Wilson.
They're equal. They're better at different things.
Yeah. Drake May.
You
Drake
picked it right.
May. You could do AJ Brown.
No. Don't do AJ Brown.
I really don't like. I guess Drake May, sure. Yeah.
Drake May.
I mean, there's worse quarterbacks we could have ended up with. So
We're cooked.
Shit.
We're dead. We're dead.
Should have went with AJ Brown.
James.
Dude.
No. Hunter Henry. Defense?
Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna have to be is defense. No, coach. No, give me Liam Cohen.
Yeah. It's probably
Consider block is out.
She's a little vocal today, yeah.
K. Dotton.
O-line?
Go Ibuka just for the sake of Buckeye offense.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts.
Die?
Oh no. Oh no. Jeez. O-line, I guess.
Jake Tonges.
Yeah, do it. Do Jake. Let's do Jake.
Yes. Damn it, tongues.
Tugs. Whoa. What
It auto-corrected. Defense. This one's over.
you skipped.
Sicky. Yeah, I mean
Just-
it's
yeah.
it's dead. Yeah, it's dead. So let's just die. Drake May's gonna die. 11-6. I don't know. Yeah, it's
Oh,
terrible. It was awful.
this team's not winning 11. Maybe they would.
Drake May's that good.
Yeah.
the schedule.
Eddie Uzi. That was fun.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, just want to say and shout out the website. Pretty cool. I'm looking forward to writing some stuff there, man. Writing some articles for you guys, putting it out there on our Twitter and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know, maybe preseason power rankings from your boy, and if the other boys want to get involved, then we can. But
I have an idea about a power rankings show before the season.
Okay. All right. So, be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff coming and even more content than you've ever seen before from the Pigskin Project. So, yeah, guys, super excited. Gentlemen, any closing comments?
No, like you said, month of August is fastly approaching. College football will start up soon. College Corner will happen at some point. We'll get back to you guys about an exact date here. Me and Matt have to kind of brainstorm what that's going to look like. Probably Tuesdays, but I don't know. Maybe. But College Corner soon. We're going to put out an episode about hey, this is what we should be looking at for college football and storylines and all that stuff. But fun as always. Excited to talk about the Bears next week.
Down.
Matt?
Going down.
No. We go clockwise. It's west.
So we're talking
Up
about
to
the
north.
We're talking about the South last. Why?
You were the one who started with the west.
So if we're going
I thought we were
clockwise,
going-
right?
I thought we were going
Yes.
to the west.
Yeah.
I thought we were going down. I thought we were going reverse.
I thought we were going down as
To end
well. I
with the
thought that
north.
No,
we'd
we
be
always
yeah.
go clockwise. We went through clockwise.
we always
first
do it.
time.
Of course.
Yes, of
Well,
course.
we always end with the NFC North, just saying.
Yeah, well, that was an executive decision that you made because, Bears fan. But
But also, I don't want to end with the NFC South. I'm with them on that.
this
really
is
don't
crazy.
want to.
So why did we do the West today? Oh my gosh.
So we
Anyway,
go around,
the
down.
division will
Go
We were going to go down
Why
the
did
opposite
we
way.
go-
I'm 99% positive that when we started the NFC West, because I was going to be like, yeah, we're doing the NFC South, to start. He was like, no, NFC West, and we're going to go the opposite way.
South next week.
Silly
All
goose.
right, come back for that. NFC South.
Yeah, NFC South. Woohoo! Yeah, fun stuff. We want to thank Spotify for podcasters, Regional Radio Sports Network, and Uppercut Screaming for helping us grow as a podcast. Listen to our full library on Spotify and Apple Podcasts from here on out, as well as YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, etc., etc. We'll see you guys next week where we'll be doing the NFC South. See you guys
Sure.
next week. Oh, hey, enjoy the Hall of Fame game. So, yeah.